Hi everyone, it's Wanda from the Armchair Cat Advocate, and welcome to another uh, another episode of Caturday Cat Tales. So this week I'm going to talk about Zuki, and I just made a quick little video of just Zuki so you can see who she is. Um, Zuki's a little bit different. Zuki is incredibly painfully shy. She is not a social kitty at all. She's not a lap kitty. She doesn't like to be touched. She doesn't like to be snuggled. Once in a while, I can stroke her, but it has to be on her terms. She was born outside, was outside till about 6 months old, and unfortunately didn't get a lot of socialization. Her and her brother Masu adapted rather well to being in. So this just kind of goes to show that cats are individuals. They have individual personalities just like people do. And some cats are going to be, you can bring a cat in that's been outside for most of their life, and they can adapt to being in. But there's going to be other cats that are going to be, no, I'm not doing this. I do not want to be inside. And you can see that with the cats that are on the balcony. Like Lawless is kind of in between right now. She'll come in, she gets kind of anxious, but she won't body slam the door or yowl or anything like that. Lucy, on the other hand, if I would bring her in and shut the door, she would body slam the door. So, it just depends on their personality. It depends on their. I'm not sure why the light's going in and out. We're having kind of a cloudy day, so I apologize for that. But anyway, what I'm going to do, because I couldn't hold the phone the whole time and talk about Zuki, because, I went back to do a little more footage with her, and like the third time was a charm with her. She was done. She left. I tried to get some footage of her. She went underneath the furniture. Actually went underneath my desk in my bedroom. So that ended that. So what I'm going to do instead is we're going to clean a fountain today. And this is the Pet Safe Seaside, I believe it's called, fountain. And I'll show you what it looks like. I really like this fountain because it's really easy to take care of. So you have the base. So you have the base, and then inside you have the sponge filter, the sponge which collects, and you can see I kept this because I wanted everybody to see how good it works. So this is just the case. This holds the charcoal. It holds the carbon filters. It holds the carbon filters, and they don't even have that listed on the back, but these do fit this one. That's weird. And then you have the sponge thing, and you can see all the hair. You see all the hair in the grass from them eating the grass. And then, because I have this right next to their grass back there, it's back on their little. Well, it was one of my plant stands, which of course I don't have the plants now because of cats. So now it's a cat stand. So I'm going to wash this, clean this up. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to tell you the story of Zuki. So Zuki, of course, was born outside. Her mother was Puss. I'm not sure who her father is. I have a suspicion it might be Tora, because Tora and Masu look almost identical. So I'm thinking that maybe Tora was the father, because, interestingly, out of the 3 original females, so the 3 original females were Wuss Puss, Lucy, and Lawless. And out of those three, Wuss is the only one that had tabby cats. She had two tabbies. So she had a tabby that I named Rocket, who went to a friend of mine and was renamed Apollo, and Masu. And Masu is Zuki's brother. So, first of all, Zuki's name really, Zuki is a nickname. Her full name is Yuzuki. It's Yuzuki, and it means gentle moon. And the reason that I named her that, I wanted to name her, when I first saw her, she was just so cute. And she had this, you see, she was all black, but then you saw these white markings on her. And I thought, it's kind of like, a dark sky and you have the moon. And I wanted to call her Luna, but there were so many cats named Luna. I kept seeing the name Luna, Luna, Luna everywhere, which is a pretty name, but it's kind of like Fluffy or Spot. It's just ordinary. It's just so many people use it, it becomes pretty common and ordinary. So I wanted something a little more distinctive for her, so I decided to call her Yuzuki. I looked up, what's the Japanese meaning? What's the Japanese word for moon? Well, the only thing I could find was gentle moon, which was Yuzuki. So she became Yuzuki and then Zuki. So she was, she's born outside. She was born in, her mother kept them in this shed that really wasn't accessible to me. So I had a hard time socializing them. And they were kind of at the end of all of the kittens that we had gotten off the street and rescued. So basically they were next to the last litter. So it was Zuki and Masu, and then Lucy had one more litter, and then that was it. Everybody ended up getting spayed. So they were next to the last. And by the time they came around, they were both, it was hot outside. I was exhausted at that point because I was trying to get all these kittens, and I was going out every night, working with these kittens, trying to socialize these kittens, and I was doing this all by myself. I didn't have any help. And it was really draining. So when it came to getting everybody spayed and neutered, we were just going to, we at first, the plan at first was to get Masu, because they were about 6 months old, and we figured that it's worth a try to because they do have some socialization. It's worth a try to get them into a home. So what we did was we caught them, we got them spayed and neutered, and Masu adapted really well. He adapted really well to being in, didn't have a problem with him. Zuki, on the other hand, she was always fearful. She was incredibly fearful. I mean, I still have scars on my arm from trying to get her out of the live prep when she came back from her spay. She was just terrified. And I think a lot of that was she just has her mom's personality. Her mom is the same way. Now, the thing is that once you get hold of them, they freeze. Both Wuss and Zuki, they will just simply freeze. They don't try to fight, they just freeze. And so Zuki had a respiratory infection, which had to be treated. So I was treating her for that. I had her in the crate that I used for Valentino. And she wasn't really doing well. She was doing well physically. Physically, her respiratory infection was clearing up and she was doing really well physically, but mentally she was terrified. She was anxious. She didn't want to interact with me. I finally got her to start playing with the toys little by little. What helped her a lot was Masu kept coming over to her. And I would open the crate door and sit out there and just for her to come out. She wouldn't come out of the crate. She was terrified. So he would go in and he would lay beside her. I have pictures of him laying beside her in the crate. And eventually she started to play with toys and she started to get a little bit bolder. And I just didn't know what to do with this cat. I mean, I just racked my brains. I thought, what am I going to do with her? I feel so bad at this point because I can't put her back outside. Okay. See, here's the issue. She was going to go to a rescue. We had a foster set up at this rescue. The foster had worked with cats that had grown up pretty much feral. But what happened was that rescue went under because of 2020 and the economic situations that occurred from a certain virus. So we didn't have that wasn't an option anymore. And I couldn't very well adopt her out the way she was. She wasn't adoptable. She's still not really adoptable because she's very fearful and she has a lot of anxiety. And she's not a cat that you're going to be able just to pick up and carry around. I mean, she's not like Fury. She's not like Fury or Aber. You can just pick them up and carry them around and hug on them and love on them. She doesn't want that. It terrifies her. Now, she'll play. She likes to play. She loves to play. She'll come, she'll sit, she'll look at me. I put my finger out and we'll do boop, say boop, and she'll come and she'll just boop her nose to my fingertip. That's how I greet her. I don't pet her. We do boop. You see, she'll come over to me. I say, you want to do boop? And she'll come over and boop my fingertip. That's the amount of engagement she wants. So that's what we do. And it got to the point where I just didn't know what to do with this cat. I was thinking, I can't put her back outside. She was pretty much over the respiratory infection, but I can't put her outside. I can't adopt her out. What am I going to do with her? So she basically became a squatter in the apartment because I wasn't going to just put her back outside. I wasn't going to just give her to somebody that didn't understand and would have caused more psychological damage to her because she was taken from her outdoor environment with her mother and brought inside, and now we can't put her back out because it's been so long. So I had the idea of, I think she needs confidence. You need to build up the confidence. So what I did is I went online, I went to Amazon, I got a little holder for her. I had to get a kitten size one because she was that small, even though she wasn't a kitten anymore. She was like 7 months old, but she still was the size of a kitten because she was really tiny. I got this little pink holder, put it on her, and I thought, okay, well, at least this will give me control as I take her through the apartment. If she goes underneath something, I have enough, I can pull her back out. I don't have to worry about her getting stuck under something. So I took her back to the cat tree. So I have a 7-foot tall cat tree in the back. I took her back there and I sat her up on the cat tree. First time I did that, she was scared. She just was all flat. She went flat. She was shaking. I mean, she was literally shaking with fear. So I took her back, put her back into her crate, and I did this every day for just a couple minutes every day. Eventually, she started to explore the cat tree. And then one day, she went all the way to the top. And that's the moment that everything changed. That was the moment when she got to the top and she could look down on everybody and everything. And she had that confidence that I'm way up here and I don't have to be scared anymore. That's when it all changed for little Zuki. And since then, it just became, it just became treating her with the way she wants to be treated. If you have a cat that's not a cuddly cat, then don't try to cuddle them. If you have a cat like Fury that wants to interact and wants to be a snuggle buddy and wants to be in the middle of everything, let them. You have to work with their personalities. And Zuki is at the point now where she is fine being inside. I don't see any issues. I mean, I know I've one of the things that I really like Hannah Shaw, the kitten lady, but I have to disagree with her where she said that bringing a cat in from outside and forcing them to live indoors is basically like Stockholm syndrome. I don't agree with that. Some cases maybe, but I don't agree with every case that is what's happening, because I think that cats do have that some of the cats can get used to being indoors and actually like being indoors. I mean, Abra did. Abra grew up outside. She wasn't inside. I mean, she didn't come inside until she was over a year old when I finally brought her in. But you know what? She's in right now. She's in the back room sleeping. You know, she wants to have attention. She likes to be held. You saw the picture. You saw the video of the Happy Hug Your Cat Day. She's fine. She's fine with everything. Zuki just isn't. Zuki just has a lot of anxiety, and and I've tried all the Feely way and all the different stuff, and I'm just of the opinion that this is the way she is. I'm not going to get her medicated. I'm not going to put her on Prozac or anything, because it's not a problem. It's not something where she doesn't hide under the furniture. She interacts with the other cats. She's fine with the other cats. In fact, sometimes she instigates things. She's not as innocent as you would think. She does know that if one of the boys picks on her, all she has to do is do this little like eek eek, and I'm going to be there I'm going to be there to break it up. And sometimes she'll do that just to get them in trouble. So Zuki's fine. She's fine. And she is, this is her personality. And she's going to just be this way probably to the day she dies. But in the meantime, she can be the cat that she needs to be in this space. She's safe here. She's not forced to do anything she doesn't want to do. And that is personally the way I think all cats should be treated. So that is the story of Zuki. It was a quick one this week. I didn't even finish my fountain yet, but so I'm going to do that now. But I just want to thank everyone for watching and listening, and I hope you enjoyed this. And if you do enjoy this and you enjoy the other content on the channel, consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell so you know when I upload, which I upload quite often, and hit the thumbs up to show that you like this. Also, if you want to leave a comment. That's great. If you don't know what to say and you just want to leave a little cat emoji or a little happy smiley emoji, that's great. Just try to keep it positive because we have enough negativity in the world. And with that, I'm going to thank everybody again for watching. See you in the next one, and goodbye for meow.